And welcome back. And with me, I have Felicia Sherrod. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Wonderful.
How are you?
Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of Altitude.
Yes.
And so today's show, we're going to talk about the arts. We always talk about technology, but I think you have a balance of artistic nature as well as technical, maybe some engineering, science, and math all wrapped up into one. So the perfect storm, as they would say, perfect interview. So Felicia, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do today?
So I'm a gallerist, and I also do digital marketing, digital media, digital design. So somewhere along the tech world as well as the arts. I think technology and STEM practices, I think it all flows together with the arts, in my opinion, because it's all, using your hands, using your brain to create things and to make things work that other people, if they don't understand or they don't have the sense, they wouldn't be able to put these things together. And so I do see it as an art form to be a tech person, or as I call it, a techie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want you to expand before I go further on a gallerist.
Sure.
So what does a gallerist do?
So a gallerist, well, I'm a one-person team right now, and hopefully that'll change soon, but typically a gallerist would be the manager of everything that happens at the gallery, and then would designate certain roles and positions to other people, such as, maybe one person would have, or I would hire a marketer, or I would hire a gallery manager, and then I would be behind the scenes, maybe doing some curating. Or I could even hire a curator, and then I would just strictly focus on managing the day-to-day operations of the gallery. But for now, I'm doing it all.
So what is the name of your art gallery?
Art Peace Soul Gallery and Studio, LLC.
Okay.
But the location right now is gallery. So it's Art Peace Soul Gallery.
Gotcha.
And the studio is to come, hopefully.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you have actually that, like I called it, the perfect storm. Both of my children have the left and right brain when it relates to technology. So that perfect storm is you understand the purpose and the vision and the creativity side, and you also have the analytical, technical, and system side. So that's great.
Yes.
How did you realize, or where did you come to the point where you thought technology was a great thing and that it was a thing for you?
I'm a millennial. I was probably born, I think, so I think millennials start, I don't even know the year, 1982 or something like that. I was born in 1985. And so they say that we're the generation who's never really known life without some form of technology. Yeah. I had a nano, I don't know if you remember nanos, but little girls wanted these little systems. They were these little things that were this size and you could feed it. I was like 10 years old when I had that back in 1995. And I thought that was the coolest thing and wanted more of it. And then I remember getting the first Apple computers in high school, and they were the ones that had the big box in the back, but they were the bright colors. And I've just always been fascinated by technology and how things work in these little devices. But they work for us, and they work for the world, and somehow we're able to transmit information from, one place to another. And so I've always been fascinated by it. It's always been something that I've wanted to dive deeper into. And I mean, I guess I do every day that I log into my computer, log on my phone, and I'm figuring out analytics on Facebook or whatever else. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you also have you said social media?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your impact on social media, or how a young person might be able to build a practice or discipline or education towards that as well.
Social media, what's really great about a lot of these platforms now is that they offer training, like online, that you can get on and you can say, okay, I really want to understand Facebook analytics. And they have a course for that. And a lot of these things are free. Or you can get on Instagram and say, I really want to understand how to boost a post on Instagram, and they'll bring you to a page or a booklet where you can read up on that. These things are really useful, I think, because especially if you're just somebody who just needs to use these digital platforms, you don't necessarily have to be a tech person, but if you are somebody who's interested in technology or moving into the field, I just think it's good to understand what we are using and how we can use it and maximize its use, instead of just, hey, I'm here, I'm posting myself, I'm hanging out with my friends online, or I'm messaging someone. Here's how you can use it to benefit you, to look for a job, to maybe find what it is that you want to do in life. Or maybe you're just somebody who wants to play games. Well, there are thousands of games that you can play online, but you're only accessing 5 because that's what pops up. You know, what if you knew how to access even more?
Sure.
And so, yeah, I think social media is huge.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. I know some people are like, we're using it way too much. I just think we're using it for the wrong things, way too much.
Yeah. It definitely has its applicabilities.
Yes.
So all the work, all the fun that you do within the art space and the technology space, what do you do for fun?
Wow. For fun, I paint. For fun, I like to host people and talk about just a bunch of random stuff, particularly with my artist friends, because our perspectives tend to be a little different. When you're a creative soul or a creative person, we can talk about a variety of subjects that pertain to humans in general, but I think that we're always going to give a perspective that's a little more maybe strange or dives a little deeper, because we do tend to analyze things a little differently or maybe more than the average person. An artist is going to dig deeper into that. And that's how we're able to create as well. So I love hosting and just conversations.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, because I think we don't spend enough time gathering either, right? Because with the whole, tying back to social media, how we use technology, everybody's away from each other generally. And so to actually bring that back, even among the creative community, is actually very important.
Yes.
So we see a lot of students in our high schools that have that creative side, but they don't quite know what to do, right? So can you share a little bit with the youth, like if you were a high school student, 11th grader, and they had like this just beautiful talent, but what do you do with it? How can I monetize it? How can I make a career out of it? Or do I just enjoy it?
Sure.
So if you could share a little bit about that from your perspective, that'd be great.
And we talked a little bit before about when I was an 11th grader. I was in that same boat that maybe a lot of kids are in right now, and I knew that I wanted to be an artist. I had this fire, this passion. I said to myself, I will go to LA and live on the streets and make art all day and just sell it that way if that's what I need to do in order to get started. And I told this dream to my guardian, and it was just kind of like, no, that's not what we do. And particularly people of color is what she was saying. Like, we don't do art. We're not artists. We don't, what do you do with that? You need to go and figure out something where you can make some money and pay your bills. And because she didn't understand how to direct that energy, I was like, okay, well, the U of M, it's not far, it's here, I don't know what to do, but okay, maybe filmmaking. And that was my passion when I started. But again, I got lost in but I don't see how this translates. My example in film was Spike Lee, but it was just Spike Lee. And now youth have a variety of people, whether they're African American, Latino, whatever, variety of examples. And so I would say, even if your parents don't understand what you're doing and what you want to do and that passion, look for others. If it's in the media, wherever, look for others who are doing what you want to do. Maybe they look like you, maybe they don't, but do they do what you want to do, and are they doing it well? Look to them for that support, because they were once an 11th grader. They were once a young person, and that passion just doesn't come out of anywhere. Where they are today is because they persevered.
That's right.
They didn't give up. It's not necessarily about just having a passion. You got to start with that, and then you need to find examples of people that have done it and that have followed a path, and then maybe you'll get there. And if it's not exactly their path, it'll be your own path. So
I love it. I couldn't add any more to that. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work, and we'll see you at Art Peace Soul
Gallery
LLC.
Yes.
All right, but we'll make sure that we subtitle it so everybody will know how to get there. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.